This video was filmed and edited back in April, and I really debated if I should post it or not, but I ended up deciding to do so because it has a lot of clips in it that are related to the last video I posted, but will also be related to the next video I'm posting as well. So the last video, you guys saw me build this shelter for the pigs so that we could move them to my sister-in-law's garden so they could start eating it down for her since it got really overgrown. And I really wanted to show that process since you guys watched me build the shelter. So here we have Hammy.
Okay, come on.
And then Opie is the one with more spots. And we're just getting them moved over right now.
Come on. Can you grab him?
They were pretty happy to be in the garden after being in a dirt lot. You guys were also introduced to Coco in the last video. He's the horse that I will be starting under saddle in this video. And in this video, I will be showing you guys the first week of getting him started under saddle. So it'll be the groundwork and his first rides. And so here I'm just getting him introduced to the saddle by walking him past it so that he can just get used to it being in his environment. If ever I have a chance to allow them to stop and sniff the saddle, I really like to let them do that. That way they can relate the saddle to being more of a relaxed thing. They get to rest by the saddle, they get to smell it, they get to do whatever they want with it. Today was Coco's first time being saddled by me. His owner had saddled him a few times, so this wasn't completely new to him. This may be a little controversial, maybe, possibly, probably not, but the first saddling I do like to saddle them from the off side. That way I don't have to walk around them multiple times to let down the girth and the stirrups. I only have to walk around them once, and that gives less of a chance for them to freak out and lose the saddle. And I just do everything slowly and so it's comfortably at their own pace. I want the first saddling to be a very positive experience for them. And so I send him off at a walk, and I'll walk him until he seems comfortable before I move him up to a trot. Coco had a little bit of a limp, and so I kind of just kept things at a walk and maybe a little bit of trotting. His feet were a little long, so I was hoping that after I got him trimmed the following day that he would be more sound and that we could be more serious with our training. Here's his feet before and after I trimmed them. We were able to get that done and get him sound for our next session. And here are the pigs just loving their life out in their new pen with their mud. I planned on riding Coco within the next few days, and so this session in particular, I planned on doing everything to mimic riding him without actually riding him. Here I'm preparing Coco to be ground driven, if that is the right way to say it. I don't know exactly what the correct term for it is. This is something I started just doing recently. I've only done it with the past couple horses I've trained, and it's become a must for me. I feel like it really gets their mind a little bit more prepared for being rode, as in the turning and the stopping and the backing. I just make sure that the horse is prepared before I do this, so they're used to ropes around their legs and they're familiar with the cues to go faster and whatnot. I like to prepare them by applying pressure on their belly to get them to move forward. So really all I'm looking for right here is some forward motion when I apply pressure on the belly with the stirrup. And of course, getting them used to me being over them. I found that being on the fence while over them is a whole different thing for them. They kind of just, you'll find that that kind of makes them a bit nervous. So I do a lot of this, just being on the fence and getting on and off of them. This way, if the horse does freak out, I'm still attached to the fence. Then also just practicing standing up in the saddle. I never swing the leg over until their first ride, just because you're committed once you do that. And so I really don't like to do that unless I am really, really sure that the horse is in a good headspace and they're ready to be rode. And here is Coco's first ride. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. I was a nervous wreck. Usually I have somebody in the center helping me. I like to have somebody there when I'm giving horses their first ride. I have found it makes the rides go a lot smoother. I didn't have anybody, and I also had kind of had a few confidence spills lately, and so my confidence was kind of not there. So I got off. He did not feel right. I just got off, and I just had to sit there in my anxiety and just wait until I was like, okay, I think I'm comfortable to get back on. I saw my cousin walking down the road. I was like, can you at least be here to watch? And just her being there helped me. So getting on the second time, he felt a lot better. He wasn't moving around as much. He just felt a lot more relaxed. I wouldn't say that he felt completely as relaxed as he should have been. I don't think I should have rode him. I was just kind of rushing things. And good thing he has a good enough mind that he didn't do anything stupid. But I just kept him at a walk, and I sped it up because it can get kind of boring. But I just kept it at a walk, and I was just looking for that forward motion before I turned him again, because I don't like to keep him in a straight line for very long, because that gives them a chance to take off bucking. So if you kind of keep them in a circle, then you have less of a chance. But I also won't get on a horse unless I'm maybe 90 to 95% sure that they won't buck or kill me in the process. But he did do really well. And usually the first ride I do walk, trot, lope, but because I didn't have a person in the center helping me, I just kept at a walk, and that's totally okay. So he was moving forward, and he was a little nervous, I could tell, but he did actually do really well and relaxed more towards the end. And today was a lot more of a cold, windy day, and so I could feel that. I could feel that energy coming from him. And I probably didn't do as much groundwork beforehand as I should have, but he still did really well considering. And our first ride was only about 20 minutes long. I don't need to grill anything. I just needed a positive experience for the both of us, and he did do that. And I just waited before I got totally off that he was standing still. If you guys remember from my last video, this is Charlie. He was diagnosed with very mild kissing spine, but also had to have stifle injections because he had really, really stiff stifles. And so this is just part of our rehab. This is Coco's third ride, first ride outside in the arena. And this is the best footage I got, and it sucks, but I want to show it anyway. And this is me showing how well Charlie was responding to his injections, but also the medication he was on. He used to react really badly when I would put any pressure on his back right there, and you could tell it was really painful, where he's not really reacting at all. So that was massive improvement.
Huge progress.